when you're going through your spiritual awakening, notwithstanding the painful processes and all the shedding that you have been doing of the petty sense of self, the egoic self, the individuate version of you, and everything that has been hindering you between yourself and your awakening, notwithstanding all of that, you will notice that everything you imagine is fulfilled, everything you wish is fulfilled, and your wanting will have reduced, and you're more in a state of I have, you're more in a state of I am thriving, because as you survive the spiritual awakening process, as you have survived your humanness, as you have survived your life experiences so far, after the process and during, right, you will have episodes of thriving, and it's in those episodes of thriving that we find our fully awakened state. What do I mean by thriving? Most of our lifetime, most of our lives are all about how do I get from point A to B? How do I amass enough wealth to be able to sustain my life, my family, to be able to maybe have a status if that is what you want, to be successful if that is what you equate for success to be? But generally, we are constantly running and we are in a race to become something as if somebody is watching, and sometimes people are not watching. It's like having the audacity to go and dine on your own, and just dining on your own, and when you go and dine on your own, you realize, what was I scared of? Nobody cares, nobody's even watching. Or just walking out maybe in your pajamas, or you forgot your slippers, and it doesn't really matter, because all of these things, when we live out of our petty ego or our individual sense of self, or when we live in reference to the rest, to others, we think, okay, how I am or how I validate myself is how others perceive me. But if I'm looking to be validated, if I'm looking to be accepted, if I'm looking outside of me to tell me who I am inside of me, or to tell me what I am, you will find that no matter how much validation or acceptance that you get from outside, it will never really be enough, because you're starting off with the premise that I'm not enough, therefore I need something on the outside of me to tell me that I'm enough. You need something on the outside of us to tell us that we're successful. We need something on the outside of us to dictate the kind of house we want to live in, the kind of car we want to drive, and even the kind of spiritual path we want to be on, right? So whether you are in the race there or in the race here, whether it's material, whether it's spiritual, you are still in a race. So during a spiritual awakening process, that race literally dissipates. There is no race anymore. There will be at some point, in spurts perhaps, during the process, when you do feel you're in a race, especially if you have friends or family or society or community, when you're all together, if someone says, oh, you know what, I saw an orb of light, and you'll be like, yeah, okay, maybe I didn't see one, and then the next day you might actually confabulate, or you might even make up something, so much so that you do convince yourself that I did see something, when in fact you haven't. And this is the nature of illusion. This is the nature of Maya. This is the way it works, that is so difficult for us to distinguish between what is real and what is unreal, and so on and so forth. But when it comes to us manifesting, when it comes to us raising our vibration, when it comes to the way that we live, right? When you are spiritually awake, in a way, you're living your life more holistically. You are more whole, because you've just included another factor into your life, and a factor that pretty much explains everything else. So we're able to manifest at the speed of lightning simply because of this one reason, which a spiritual awakening, or simply an awakening of some sort, gives you, is that I am drawn towards manifesting. I'm drawn towards the law of attraction, the law of assumption, and all those other various laws out there in here. I'm drawn to all of that because I already have all that it takes for me to create, because in fact, I am the screenwriter, I am the producer, the director, the choreographer, and I am the director of the story that I'm currently playing as the movie of my life. It's really down to me. Not just that, but that in all of us is, imagine that the entire life force through which we can create a whole universe is already existing inside of us, right? So one of us, just take one spark to create an entire universe, and that energy remains latent. What we call our Shakti, our Kundalini Shakti remains latent for most of us, for most of our lives, until it's time for it to sort of show us the other dimensions. More on that for another post. But for now, manifestation becomes so easy for us because we are not in search for it. We are not in wanting of anything because we are in a state of I have. Gratitude is not something that you have to harvest or nurture because you are already in that state. It's an offshoot of being in a spiritually awakened state. You are not surviving. You are already thriving as you come out of your spiritual awakening process, or even if you are in it, right? Those little spurts of the blissiness, that those little windows that you'll have when you're going through the rough and tumble of spiritual awakening, they will give you these moments of I'm really thriving, these moments of I feel so whole, life is just amazing, I love my life. You wake up and you think, wow, another day of this is incredible, right? And thirdly, because you realize that I already have in me the power to manifest. I already have inside of me pure creative potential, right? And because by this state, you are no longer seeking to manifest, you are not even seeking to create, right? Because everything that becomes you on the outside, or say for example, everything that presents to you at each stage of your awakening or wherever you are in your life will be exactly who you are on the inside. So whether it's a job, whether it's a career, whether it's relationships, everything that you're experiencing will be just that. It's a matter of an awareness, inculcating an awareness, and you may have already inculcated an awareness, right? But even awareness will have degrees of awareness. You see, folks, things like bliss, truth, love, it's not that they are something that is manufactured in a factory outside of us. It's not that we go to Sainsbury's or Tesco's or to a supermarket to go and procure these, or to some gurus or spiritual teachers. No, it's inside of you. You already have these things, and there is nothing divine about it. There's nothing spiritual about these things, because these are all faculties that already exist. These are all things that already exist within us. It's just a matter of tuning into this and allowing for the human to rise out of the pits of survival as an animal. Right? Remember, instincts are animal instincts. Instincts are fear-based. Survival is fear-based. As soon as all that comes down, you are relaxed. Your creativity starts to flow. Boundless. Absolutely boundless. Don't forget, you are the creator of your own story, your life. Don't let anyone else take that away from you. No more giving your power away to the outside, because everything that you are, everything that you want, everything that you need is already inside of you. So much love from my heart to yours. Gratitude. Thank you.